Welcome back to Tales of Thailand. Today's story comes from loyal subscriber Niall, a 56-year-old Irishman who thought he'd found love, purpose and a future in Thailand. What he actually found was a fake restaurant business, a girlfriend living two lives, and a very fast lesson in how dangerous it can be when romance, money and Thailand all collide at the same time. My name is Niall. I'm 56 from Ireland, and before I came to Thailand I was in a bad place. I'd been divorced for 5 years. My kids were grown up. My life back home had gone quiet in that miserable way that doesn't feel peaceful. It just feels empty. You know the type of empty where you can sit in your house, stare at the telly, and still feel like you've wasted the whole day. A mate of mine kept telling me, "Come to Pattaya, clear your head, warm weather, good food, nice people, you'll feel alive again." So I went, and to be fair, he wasn't wrong. Pattaya does something to a lonely man. The lights, the attention, the noise, the fact that some woman is suddenly smiling at you like you're the most interesting man in the world. It's all very powerful when you've been invisible for years. That's where I met her. She was Thai, beautiful, charming, and, she really knew exactly how to make a man feel important. She had that sweet, soft voice that just made everything sound, well, calm and caring. She asked about my kids, my ex-wife, Ireland, and why I was alone. She listened properly, which was honestly more than I could say for some of the women I'd dated back home. At first, it felt real. She told me she wanted a serious relationship, not a holiday romance, not a bar story, a real future. She said she was tired of bad men and wanted someone loyal, stable, and kind. Naturally, I thought, that's me. A loyal Irish fool with a soft heart and an empty wallet, apparently. The relationship moved quickly. Too quickly in hindsight. But that's the problem with being flattered after years of rejection. You don't slow things down, you accelerate straight into the wall. She started talking about business. She said she had a friend who owned a restaurant and that they were looking to expand. A proper place in Pattaya with good food, good atmosphere, tourists, expats. The kind of place that could make money. She told me if I helped invest, we could build something together. Not just love, but a future. Now, if you've ever been lonely long enough, the words future together can hit harder than a punch to the face. And for a man like me, divorced, depressed, and trying to rebuild himself, it honestly sounded like a second chance. So I started putting money in. At first it was small amounts. Then it became bigger. Decorations, equipment, stock, rent, staff costs, emergency expenses, and all the little things that, turn a dream into a very expensive hobby. She always had an explanation. The paperwork was being sorted. The restaurant license was pending. Her friend was just helping temporarily. The business would officially be in her name once everything was ready, and because I wanted to believe it, I did. Every time I questioned anything, she made me feel guilty for not trusting her. And that's the sneaky thing about these situations. It's not just the money, it's the emotional pressure. It's the way they make you feel like doubt itself is proof that you don't love them enough. Then one day she told me the restaurant was nearly finished. She said, "Come see, surprise me at work." So I did exactly that. I turned up expecting to see my girlfriend running the place we had supposedly built together. I imagined her smiling when she saw me, maybe proud that I'd come to check on our dream. Instead, I walked in, and honestly, nobody seemed to know who I was. I asked for her by name. The waitress just looked confused, and then the staff started looking at each other. Then one of them told me, very casually, that she didn't own the restaurant. She didn't even work their full, time. That was my first real jolt of panic, so I asked where she was. The answer was worse. I was told she had gone back to Sisaket, back home, and that she was living there with her child and a Thai boyfriend. I stood there like an idiot for a few seconds, just trying to process the sentence. A Thai boyfriend? Child? Back home? It was the kind of moment where your brain just refuses to believe what your ears have heard. I'd been helping fund a restaurant that wasn't hers, for a future that didn't exist, with a woman who had apparently been living another life the whole time. Of course, I didn't sit there and calmly sip a Coke. I did what any emotional foreign idiot would do. I got on a bus and went to Sisaket. Now, Sisaket is beautiful in its own way, but let's just say I did not arrive there like a welcome guest. I arrived like a man chasing a disaster that was already moving away from him. When I found her, she didn't look surprised to see me. That was almost the worst part. No shock, no guilt, no dramatic apology. Just that look people get when they know the game is over and they're deciding whether to lie one last time or just let it collapse. I asked her straight out, "What is the restaurant? Who is the boyfriend? Why did you take my money?" She denied everything at first, said I misunderstood, said I was tired, said the restaurant was never mine to begin with, said the money was for helping her family. You know, that classic phrase, helping her family, which somehow always means your money has already started a new life without you. Then the boyfriend showed up. Big mistake. He was not interested in conversation. Let's put it that way. He came with a couple of his mates, and suddenly the mood changed very quickly. One minute I was asking questions, the next minute I was being told to leave town before I had problems. Now, I'm Irish. I'm not exactly built to back down easily. But I'm also not stupid enough to think I'm going to win an argument in a provincial Thai town against a woman, her boyfriend, and his mates when I'm the only foreigner in the room. So I left. Not because I wanted to. Because I liked the idea of staying alive and mobile more than I liked the idea of being brave. I went back to Pattaya with my tail between my legs, my head spinning, and my bank account much lighter than it should have been. The worst part wasn't even the money. It was realizing how much of the relationship had been theatre. The kindness, the affection, the future plans, the our business, the smiles. All of it had been built around a lie. And, well, I had helped finance the lie. That's what makes stories like this sting. You don't just lose money, You lose the version of the story you told yourself every night to go to sleep. If there's one thing I learned, it's this. In Thailand, if someone wants you to invest in a business, you need to verify everything twice. Who owns it? Who works there? Who is legally responsible? And most importantly, whether the person asking for the money is telling you the truth about their own life. Because if the restaurant isn't really theirs, the relationship might not be either. I still live in Thailand. I still like the country. I still enjoy the food, the weather, the madness of it all. But I don't confuse attention with love anymore. And I definitely don't invest in imaginary restaurants. So that was Niall from Ireland, a lonely divorced man who came to Pattaya hoping for love and a new start, only to find himself funding a fake restaurant, chasing a girlfriend who had a second life, and getting chased out of town for asking the wrong questions. What do you think? Was Niall taken for a ride from the beginning? Or do you think these stories always start with genuine feelings before turning ugly? Have you ever seen a business opportunity in Thailand that turned out to be something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. If you enjoyed this story, please give the video a like, subscribe to Tales of Thailand for more real subscriber stories, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and remember, in Thailand, if the business sounds too good to be true, it usually is.